Good morning. Guess what day it is? It's July 17th. There are a couple of things going on today. It's National Peach Ice Cream Day and it's World Emoji Day. So I found an article on Wired about emojis and I want to give you some information. Emojis are more than a millennial messaging fad. Think of them more like a primitive language. The tiny emotive characters represent the first language born of the digital world. They're designed to add emotional nuance to otherwise flat text. Emojis have been popular since they first appeared on Japanese mobile phones in the late 90s. In the beginning, there were emoticons. The first emojis were created in 1999 by a Japanese artist. For the first time, emoji offered a way to add emotional subtext to a message. As mobile computing continued to expand throughout the mid-2000s, companies outside of Japan, like Apple, saw an opportunity to incorporate emojis on their platform. In 2007, a software internationalized team at Google decided to lead the charge, petitioning to get emoji recognized by the Unicode Consortium. That's a nonprofit group that works sort of like the United Nations to maintain text standards across computers. In 2009, a pair of Apple engineers joined in and submitted an official proposal to adopt 625 new emoji characters to the Unicode standard. Unicode accepted the proposal in 2010 in a move that would soon make emoji accessible everywhere. Emojis have been available outside of Japan since the mid-2000s through separate apps, which let users copy and paste the icons into text messages and emails. In 2011, Apple added an official emoji keyboard. Android followed suit 2 years later. This allowed people to access emoji directly from the keyboard on their phones. Proposals are examined by Unicode Consortium Emoji Subcommittee, which meets twice a week to discuss and decide on all emoji-related matters. When the subcommittee comes to a consensus, a new emoji is born. So in 1999, emojis were born. In 2010, Unicode officially adopted them. And in 2015, emoji gets a diversity update. It adds things like new skin tones. In 2015, Unicode took its first big step toward diversifying emojis by introducing the option to change that skin tone on people's emojis, along with the additions to include more types of people doing different things. Since then, every update has included incremental steps toward diversifying the types of people and cultures represented on emojis. Things like surfers, cyclists, doctors, nurses, things like that. Most recently, emoji additions included symbols for deaf people and people in wheelchairs. The next batch of emojis will depend on what people design and submit for consideration to Unicode. Anyone can submit a proposal to add a new emoji. Unicode requires a prototype of the emoji, an explanation of how and why people would use it, and what its addition would mean for the greater emoji language. Ooh, who would have thought emojis were so complicated? Notice how they're saying emojis are like a global kind of language one can understand no matter where they are from. Talking about language reminds me of a Bible story, of course. In this story, there was fighting between the Ephraimites and the Gileadites. At a certain region, it was hard to tell just who the enemy actually was. This is what happened in Judges 12, 1-6. Then the men of Ephraim gathered together, crossed over toward Zaphron, and said to Japhan, Why did you cross over to fight against the people of Ammon, and did not call us to go with you? We will burn your house down on you with fire. And Japheth said to them, My people and I were in a great struggle with the people of Ammon. And when I called you, you did not deliver me out of their hands. So when I saw that you would not deliver me, I took my life in my hands and crossed over against the people of Ammon. And the Lord delivered them into my hand. Why then have you come up to me this day to fight against me? And the men of Gilead defeated Ephraim, because they said, You Gileadites are fugitives of Ephraim among the Ephraimites and among the Manassites. The Gileadites seized the fords of the Jordan before the Ephraimites arrived. And when any Ephraimite who escaped said, Let me cross over, the men of Gilead would say to him, Are you an Ephraimite? If he said no, then they would say to him, Then say Shibboleth. And he would say Sibboleth, for he could not pronounce it right. Then they would take him and kill him at the fords of the Jordan. There fell at that time 42,000 Ephraimites. Wow. Their language betrayed them. Did you know your language can betray you as well? It can tell others whether or not you are a Christian. Make sure today, if you're in the world saying you represent Jesus, that you think before you speak.